It is 2:06 a.m. on Monday, May 19th. I am first day back. Feels odd. It's not a lot I really can do because I'm leaving. I don't really like sharing a lot of things, like definite details, but I am going at least across the international date line, which is a very, very long leg of a flight. And so I am packing, unpacking at the same time because I'm leaving Wednesday, which is really early because we're going because it's usually the only time we get off and it's easier for summer jobs and stuff that we go right at the beginning of summer because most summer jobs usually don't start until at least end of June, middle of June. So that'll give us a little bit of a buffer. But problem I'm having right now is that because I talked about it yesterday, is because everything has changed so much in my life, I'm in the need to mix things up, to change a little bit up. And that usually comes in the form of, I don't want to say interior design, but changing up my room, things in my room, the way they're shaped. I changed the wallpaper on my desktop, my PC. I change things around. I help move around the house. I help clean. I make it so that the thing that is happening is different. I make different food. So I'm in a very, very big need of changing something up because really at this moment, anything that reminds me of this year kind of hurts a little bit, or reminds me of my freshman year hurts a little bit. Because like I've said, I spent so much work, so much time, blood, sweat, and tears into my work and all this, and it just broke down all of a sudden 2 months ago. So looking back and looking at things that remind me of those times hurts a little bit because I talked about how I feel like I've wasted my time. I've sacrificed a lot of the things that I probably should have been doing as a college student to, even with the best that I probably could have done, to not be good enough makes me feel like my whole college experience so far has been a little bit worthless. And my friends, my teammates have talked about how it's all right. You're doing fine. It's not worthless. You're still taking a lot of classes and this and this and this. But there are things that I wanted to do. I wanted to go out and party more. I wanted to do a bunch of other things that I didn't do because I chose to sacrifice those things for the sake of academics. And I didn't. And so now every single time I look and I'm reminded of those times of just absolute grind in a classroom, it feels bad. And eventually it won't feel bad, but it still feels bad. So I like to change things up a little bit. And especially coming from a room that I had probably the size of a cell in a prison for my living space, I chose not to make it a home because I felt so uncomfortable in that area that it felt like I was living in another person's space. That was mostly because I was living in another person's space because he was a very annoying and rude person and kept encroaching on my space and not really being good about it. So I never personalized it. When I was in boarding school, I personalized my room. I bought a carpet, I bought a lot of posters, I moved up, did a lot of lights. I had bean bags, I had a guitar. I had a lot of things that was me. And then ever since roommate freshman year, I could not do anything with my room because I felt so uncomfortable in it. Then once he left, I started doing things in my room. I personalized it. I made it so it was the way that I wanted it to be. And I felt comfortable. And so now, after coming home, I'm back in my room, and it's plastered with memories. I've talked about how I keep memories within objects. So I have just a bunch of things all around, and I have a desk that's so messy that's been that way for forever because I don't use that desk because I don't like having my PC right next to my parents' room because I stay up significantly later than them. like right now, and I'm talking out loud. I want to be loud. I want to be energetic. I want to play music. I want to listen to YouTube videos, and I'll keep them up. And I feel really bad about doing that. So I have my computer in the basement, and so that desk doesn't need to be there. And so I want to change it up. I want to take some things away. I want to maybe take some of the previous memories and maybe update them, or move them around, or change them, and make it so it's a little bit, I wouldn't say a little bit more mature, but that when I look around, it doesn't necessarily just remind me of my childhood. I want it to be more reminiscing of my boarding school days, my high school days. And there are a lot of things there that are going to stay, a lot of things, but some of the things are when I was from like middle school. And so I want to change that a little bit. And I want it to be different. I want it to feel different, because coming home, I haven't been in a space where I felt like it was mine, and I'm finally back. And I feel like personally, outside of probably my mother, I have the most control of what spaces should look like. Even in my sister's room, I am very big on not saying what should do, but like, I will never tell somebody to buy this or buy that or buy this, but when it's there, I will give my opinion on where things should be, because I love, like, the room I'm in now we knew that it needed to be bunk beds for when people were coming over. Like, when my friends are going to come over this summer, they'll sleep down here in this basement where my PC is, and all my dad's medical books and my parents' degrees. But I wanted to, I laid out this room. I was like, okay, this place needs to have a computer, we need to have a bed, we need to have the most space. So I laid this out and I designed it. I put everything up. I placed everything in here, and it's a nice room. Granted, it is a little bit odd decor, because it's a lot of the old furniture that my parents don't really want to have in any other rooms, like really old shelves, this hutch, I think it's called, really old desk that really should not be in use, but it's sturdy and it's there, and I don't really know how easily it can be taken out for how sturdy it is. And these bunk beds that I think we used when we were children, like, not even in this house. And I designed it, and it feels good. It feels like my room. Everything's in a place. Things are meant to be places, and it works. I give advice on where things should be. I move around. I'm very vocal when it comes to where things are placed and what things you buy. Granted, I can never force my mom or change my mom's opinion on what things she should buy or how she designs things, because she put some things in this house that I disagree with. Like, she's made these things on the walls that go up probably about to mid-chest, and it's just for aesthetic purposes, and I don't like it. I like more of a flat wall that doesn't have this weird little, it's kind of like a fence looking thing, but it's like, you know, the thing at the bottom of your walls that are like a little outpoke. It's just like this white little border. This is in this room. She raised it up and made it kind of like a fence style. It's really bad picture painting right there, but that's what it is. I disagree with it. I don't think it really looks the greatest in this house. I think I really enjoy a flat wall, and I think you should be making the decor and the hangables more so in that area, and maybe instead of just having a blank wall there, you add a chair, you add something so that it covers up that space rather than just making it really weirdly. I don't like it. But yeah, so I can't change my mom. Some of the furniture she buys, I'm like, I don't think you should buy that furniture because this and this. Like, why would you buy a leather couch? Leather couches are arguably the most uncomfortable couches, and when you're putting it right in front of a TV where we all sit, it's not a good couch to have. That's why you, in a regular, like, normal house, you have this just really good, like, felt. The felt is not the right material, but, like, normal couch. You don't want leather couches. The only good leather couches are the ones that are, like, 20 years old because they're already broken into. You don't want leather couches. But I like that because maybe it feels like I'm in control. Maybe it feels like I'm designing it the way I want it to be. But I feel like it's because I like the change that happens with it sometimes. Like, changing my wallpaper. I took it off the wallpaper I had at school because I'm in a different time now. Like, I'll change it for when I go to school. I'll change it when winter comes. And I do all these things and I keep changing and changing it. Because it feels like I need something new and I like the change, but specifically now, I want something different. Something a lot more different than what it was. So when I go up in my room, I'm going to take away some of the things on my walls and place them differently because I now have, I wouldn't say a substantial record collection, but I have like Arcane, I have the world's 10th anniversary edition, I have some Zelda and Chill. I somehow picked up a Neon Genesis Evangelion vinyl album and a Cyberpunk Edge Runners just from random chance. And like I've like doing all that, I want my shelves so I can display some of my old books and graphic novels from my childhood, my video games. Like I love collecting physical copies of Switch games, and I have a bunch of them. I want to like show them off, and I want it to be like collection. I want to probably get some more movie posters, or well, I really want this Perfect Blue. Oh, it's the movie Perfect Blue, one of my favorites of all time. But the only problem is it's really weird collecting DVDs because they're not old enough to be a collector's thing, like a vinyl or like an 8-track, cassette even. But they're not new enough or novel. They're not novel enough to collect. They're too new still. So I want some way to collect movies, but I don't really know how to quite yet. But I would love to start doing that or something to change it up because I feel like I've changed so much. And well, I love my room and I love all the things on the walls, and some of the things will definitely stay. Some of the things probably should go. This desk definitely needs to go. All the papers on there have not moved probably since I've been in middle school. So I want to see some change because I feel like I need to, and the problem is I can't start on a project because I'm going away for pretty much 3 weeks to a month. Because when I get back from this trip, really long trip, I'm going to a friend's house immediately to go watch the US Open. And that will be great, but I won't really have a lot of downtime. So I'm a little bit annoyed because I'm really in the mood to start hanging things up on the wall. I want to start cleaning the basement out so we can get rid of some of our things and start maybe thinking about moving the TV to a different area, because right now the problem is that there's really big glare from the window because it faces directly behind a window, and you can't have a TV there because it's really hard to watch. But I'm so in the mood to change things and to feel like new and to feel excited about something new. Like when I designed this room and I put everything in place, oh my god, it felt so fun coming in here and being like, wow, this is different, it looks nice, it's an actual room now that's functional. It was just nice. I'm just really wanting to do that right now.